Hi,
Hi,
everyone.
everybody. welcome to Knits and Pieces. This is our Knit Chat Cafe. My name is Noelle, and this is
Kelly.
And we are actually both together again in Southwestern Ontario.
We are.
After a month. So, anyways, I guess first thing we should say, we want to make sure that everybody can see us and hear us, because that's always a good thing.
Okay. I think we're good.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Welcome, friends. Welcome, friends.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our weekly Knit Together. And, we like getting together here and finding out what everybody's doing and showing you what we're making and buying and trying not to buy. We're not really good at that part.
No, we're not. And we're not going to apologize for it either. So that's that.
I know I'm not going to apologize for it. But when I look at all the wonderful yarn I've got, I'm like, oh, I just have to knit it. I have to stop buying and knit.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway. There's just not enough time to knit all the things, but it takes less time to shop for the things, right?
Yes, it does. It does.
And
I was just going to say thanks everybody for all of the well wishes for our second anniversary
podcasting together. Yes, it is.
And I just want to say, just in case anybody goes back, there are other episodes. The second anniversary is when Kelly and I started podcasting together, because originally Jacqueline, my daughter, started with me back. That was a while ago, because Zoe was only a couple of months old. And we still want to recognize that Jacqueline really does still help us out, because she's done our logos for us. And I do the show notes, but Jacqueline maintains our internet site. Mm-hmm. So, we want to make sure that everybody knows that she's still part of the team, even though she's kind of behind the scenes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But 2 years.
2 years. 2 years, right? So we should say, if you're brand new here, welcome. Mm-hmm. We are a mostly knitting, but mm-hmm. we are a multi-crafty podcast. And this is our informal Tuesday night get together with all of our friends from all around the world. And we just hang out. You get to do the knitting. We will do the talking. But please, if you're in front of a keyboard and you can see the chat that's going on to the right side of your screen, feel free to jump in. It is a welcoming, fun group here. And if there is something that you want to know, ask us a question. And if we don't get to the question, keep typing it in. We will see it and we will get to it.
There's a good chance we might not know the answer, but we'll try.
But somebody in here will know the answer.
Somebody will know the answer.
So as we said, this is our second anniversary of podcasting together. And I just want to let you know right off the top, tonight we are drinking not the Buble water. We are drinking the real bubbly. So we've got some little champagne. So I'm just going to let you know that up front.
Pour it.
There will be alcohol. Yeah, we don't have the fancy pop the cork.
We don't have the pop. I know, but you know what? The pop scares me.
I always make somebody else do it. So if you are able to join us in a beverage,
I need help. Can't get mine open.
It doesn't need to be alcoholic, but please join in the fun. We should have some.
Okay, just a minute. Wait a minute.
Really?
Oh, really? I know. This is like bad. my hands are worn out from knitting all day. Okay,
come on, Noelle.
I'll be back.
Well, that did not go as planned, as per usual. Anyway, so yes, please join in the fun tonight. It is our second anniversary. We have got some fun things ahead. We've got some great things to talk about. No, there's no corks. I know. I should have gotten one with a cork. This has been a little bit of a mini theme with our podcast. The cork raft, places will go on the cork raft, who will include, and how everybody will fit onto the cork raft. Majo is saying call Ross. Ross.
You did. It took him a few minutes to get it. This thing was like really screwed on there. Okay. Pour. Okay. Cheers.
All right. Cheers. Oh, this way.
And
This
oh,
way.
right? 2 years and we still don't have it down. Anyways, and cheers to all of you for joining us every week.
Absolutely. We could not do this without you.
No, it would be a little boring.
Well, it'd be a little bit boring. It'd be just Noelle and I talking
by ourselves.
Absolutely. And honestly, it's been a great 2 years. I just want to take a minute. I promise I will not cry. I will not cry. But it has been a fantastic 2 years, despite the fact that, you know, our world has been in a bit of turmoil. It has been this podcast, honestly, and getting together with you, our friends, on Tuesday nights that has really gotten me through some tough times. And I just can't imagine what we would be without you, like, honestly. And we've had an opportunity to meet many of you. So some of you are no longer just friends on a keyboard or behind a keyboard. You're actually friends that we've made in real life. And it has been the beauty of this podcast that has been able to bring all of us together and give us the opportunity to meet you and meet other like-minded people who want to be crafty with their hands. Yep. And
it's nice for like during the pandemic, because during the pandemic, you and I couldn't even physically get together.
That's
or
right.
We couldn't go to the coffee shop with the knitting group that's local to us. But even now that we can kind of do that again, I just don't know what I'd do without this.
I know, right? Right? Without the Tuesday nights. It's truly a little bit of magic. And it's just a wonderful feeling to be able to have this bond through sticks and yarn. I mean, seriously, what a thing to bond over. But you know what? I guess the highest compliment and pink champagne, all things pink. Yes. But seriously, what it comes down to is, you know, when you meet people that are your people, and, you know, it always comes to mind. And it's funny because I was saying this when I was out west last week, and my son-in-law says, you should get that on a button. But that phrase that I say is like, I would totally knit with you. Like, I would totally sit and knit with you. Like, though, these are our people. This is Anyway, so, big heartfelt thank you to all of you. And I hope we've definitely got, we've got more things to share. We've got plans coming up. We've got places we want to go. We've got things that we want to talk about with you. We have things we want to knit, and
we have more yarn that we want to buy.
So hang in there. There's more knits and pieces to come for sure. And tonight we've got some fun stuff. We've got we have some giveaways to celebrate the podcast. We have some winners to announce.
Yes. Yeah.
We have lots of stuff. Before we jump into that, and I know I'm going to have to totally go back and watch this episode because there are comments coming in fast and furious that I can't keep up with, and I don't want to miss a single one. I really want to celebrate and read all of these. So I will be coming back to read them. But there were a couple of questions. Maybe we could answer those first, and then we'll dive into our admin. Okay. And I'm supposed to be keeping track of things. 9:41 questions.
I want to say hi, Jackie, who's here for the first time for a live. It's so nice when people join live. And like, I do try and go back and read. I try and go back every week and watch it again. I don't like watching myself, but I just want to read all the comments just to make sure that we haven't missed anything or something that somebody wanted answered. So even if we don't get to you on the podcast, like, we will try and go back and see what questions were asked so that we can answer it the next time.
And you can always leave comments down below. After we're finished the live, you can always go back in and leave a comment, and we definitely read all of the comments. And okay, so back to the questions, because we're addle-brained. We just can't keep on track. After last week, Kristen Baker had a question, and she wanted to know how much yarn was in the Kutar sweater that I was wearing last week. And I went back into my Ravelry and I checked on that. So remember, I held that with one strand of super soft, and I used 101 grams. And then I held that one super soft, one Titicaca, and the Titicaca I used 75 grams. So the Titicaca comes in 50 gram skeins. So that would be 1.5 of these. And it would be a full 2 if you're getting the small cakes like what you see behind me here. but we typically buy the cones, so we can roll off what we need. Okay.
Yep.
And also I made the size 4 in that sweater. I think the finished measurements for the bust in the size 4 was 41. So hopefully that gives you some kind of an idea of the yardage that you'd be looking for if using 2 yarns, because the pattern did call for a DK, but I did get a DK gauge using those 2 together.
Okay. And you should also say that you probably did yours more cropped than what the pattern calls for.
I did.
So if anybody's going to do it and they're going to do the full length, they'd need more yarn than what you
Absolutely.
used.
Right.
So
okay. And then we had another question earlier this evening from Patricia, and she is wondering, what is a cost-effective sport weight yarn? She wants to make a cardigan. And
we both right away came up with Juniper Moon Farm Patagonia. So Patagonia, it's actually listed as a DK weight, but I've used it as a fingering weight. Like, it's 350 meters and 100 grams. It comes in a ton of heathery colors. It is a non-superwash, so you do have to like hand wash it. But I think it's probably going to give you the perfect sport weight gauge. So, because I find it's actually a little light for a DK.
But it's a little,
yes. Yeah. And so it's 350, you get 350 meters and 100 gram skein. And in Canada, it's around, now I don't know about in the States, but in Canada, it's around $18 a skein. So I don't know if anybody else has any other ideas on what would be a good sport weight, cost-effective sport weight yarn.
Sarah said that's what she was thinking about too.
Yeah.
You can tell we're all little red mitteners.
But the Patagonia is sold, like the Patagonia is sold a lot of places. So, and I think that there's probably shops that you can find it online. Little Red Mitten does have an online shop, and they do have a good variety of colors in the Patagonia as well. So, okay. And then one question that I saw was, last week someone had wanted to know what would be a good men's sweater to knit with the Holzgarn yarn. So I guess it depends on whether you want to hold the Holzgarn double or whether you want to hold it single. I think if you wanted to hold it double, like a lot of people do the flax, the Tin Can Knits flax for a man, because it's just basically kind of a plain, I believe that it's kind of raglan shaped. It does have garter stitch bands that go down the sleeves, but you can leave those off if you don't like them. If you double stranded the Holzgarn Super Soft, you could do a flax with that. If you single stranded it, you could do because the flax also comes in a flax light. So now it depends. I mean, like basically any man's sweater that's probably a fingering weight, you could use the Super Soft single, and any sweater that's kind of a worsted weight, you could use it held double. So, but does anybody else have any other men's sweaters that they think would be like a good project to use with the holes? I mean, I don't, most of my boys and my husband, well, they do want sweaters now. Ross doesn't. So I haven't knit as many men's sweaters, and not since I've been more into Holst. So
going back, I'm going to backtrack to the DK yarn, or sorry, the sport weight that we were talking about. We've got a couple of other suggestions. Alina says Sandnes Garn has a good selection of the sport weight yarn. Jessica chimed in with Andean DK. She thinks it's by Estelle.
I think
she said it's a light DK, so that would work as a sport. And you can always fall back depending on what colorways that you would like to use. Natalie is saying you could hold Patton's Croy, Patton's Croy sport weight would work as well. And then if you take something else that you might want to consider is that if you had 2 fingering weight yarns, you could hold that double and you would get a sport weight. If it was a thicker,
if you hold 2 fingerings, it's going to be thicker than a sport.
Even if it's a light fingering?
Yeah.
You think still?
Yeah. Yeah. You could hold a fingering in a lace.
Well, yeah, I guess you could do that too. Because I was thinking
I'm thinking 2 fingerings, you're going to, well, it just depends on, you can't even look at like whether it's sport weight or whether it's, you have to look at the gauge of the sweater you're going to knit.
True. And then you have to knit it to what you're happy with, the fabric that you're happy with. And then the third part of the equation is then to fit it into the gauge or the size that you're looking for.
Yeah. Now, Julia also said Durera Natura Ulysses is a good.
You have some of that,
but I haven't used it yet. So,
right.
Surprise, surprise.
Oh, and Tracy is saying too, Knit Picks. I'd forgotten about this one, but Knit Picks has an affordable Wool of the Andes in a sport weight as well. So those are all good questions.
Yep.
Okay, good suggestions. Okay. Sorry.
One other question that I saw was someone wanted to know what the name of the tree was that was behind us when we do the videos outside in your backyard. Mike's plant. Is it a banana?
The big one was a banana tree. And then the one that was directly behind my head is just our elephant ears plant, but it's 2 years old now. It's in the house. It's too big to be in the house this year. I can't tell Mike that because he'll be heartbroken. But it's sitting up in the dining room right now. We can barely get around it. I don't know what we're going to do with it. It's massive, massive.
Anyway, okay. Were there any other questions that you had?
No, those are the ones I had.
Okay. Okay. So we should go on to admin.
Admin. Okay.
Okay. So we had a couple of knit-alongs that we haven't given out the prizes for yet.
Right.
And one of them was our Summer Hug knit-along Makealong, or Summer Hug Makealong. Mm-hmm. So we have drawn a prize for that. And Kelly, you have the prize.
The Summer Hug, yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And this is gorgeous. This is in keeping with the
summer theme.
Summer
fiber theme.
Yes. Summer fiber theme. Gosh.
Warm weather fiber theme.
One sip of Henkel and I can no longer talk. Okay.
Oh, I've had more than one sip.
You're in the second bottle.
I'm probably going to talk more.
Okay. So we have this beautiful skein of Sweet Georgia yarn, and it's a mohair silk sock. So it has 50% superwash merino, 15% silk, 15% mohair, 20% nylon. There's 437 yards. Amazing. It feels amazing. And the color is glorious. It's absolutely beautiful. So although it's called a silk sock, I mean, I'm thinking single skein shawl with this. Yeah. I don't know. Yep. Definitely. Yep. Right. I mean, I would not.
Well,
I mean,
you could even, depending on the size, you could even use that with like a mohair and do like, what was that Tanis Lavely one with the V-neck? I made two of them, but I can't remember.
Rock and roll.
Yes, the rocket tee. The rocket tee.
I was going to say rock and roll. Yeah.
The rocket roll. Yeah.
Rock and roll tee. So this skein too, we want to mention, this was a donated skein from...
Yeah. It was from Jan at Jan Knit Studio in Halliburton. I was up there in the summer, and she was very kind and lovely when I was in there and gifted us that skein to give away on the podcast. And you will love it. It feels amazing. It's a yarn from Sweet Georgia. And yeah, it feels great.
Okay, and we had 209 entries into that Summer Hug Makealong, and the winner is...
we're doing it.
Two people are trying to drive the car at the same time. The winner is Nara. Her Ravelry name is Nara Crochet. And so the random number generator was 169, and she was the entry in that. And this, I believe, speaking of flax, this is a flax sweater that she has made into a short sleeve.
Yep.
So just to show you that the flax pattern, not only does it go from like a child size to an adult size, you can mix it up. I've seen some people do the detail in the arms. Some people leave it out. It's just the perfect basic raglan sweater. And she used a summer fiber to make the sweater. And I think this is a gorgeous sweater that she did.
Yep.
Congratulations. So that's the winner for the first Makealong. So Nara, after we finish with these, we'll let you know how to get in touch with us to collect your prizes.
Okay.
All right.
And then our second ongoing year-long Makealong is our sock cal, and that's been going on since the beginning of January. And our goal was to reach 2,022 pairs for 2022, and we've way past that.
Yes. So well, just to the end of September, I checked, because when I did the draw, there were 2,207 pairs at the end of September. So we
still have 3 more months.
3 more months. Yes.
So
the first winner is our pattern winner, and the pattern is donated by our friend Natalie of Remembrances Pottery. And she's been a fantastic, not only a supporter of the podcast. She is one of our dear friends.
Great friend, yeah.
Great friend. And she's one of our Saturday morning knitters that we get to hang out with. And she's a fantastic potter. And she's a fantastic pattern writer, and color work is her specialty. So you've seen the socks that we've made in her patterns. And most recently, you've seen Noelle's the Merry Mint sweater and then the mini mint sweater that she's done from Natalie's patterns. So this first prize is a pattern a pattern of your choice from her Ravelry shop. And the winner for that one is, am I going to pull it this time?
Yes, I'm going to let you do it.
Okay. The pattern winner is number 908, and it's Kristen KB for me on Ravelry. And I don't know that she didn't put a pattern name in for these socks, but they're really, really pretty. And it's just interesting. Like, they're so perfectly autumnal. I guess that's the word. They look gorgeous. I could picture these with Blundstone boots. They would just be perfect. So congratulations, Kristen. You've won for the pattern for September. And we always do a sock yarn prize as well. And we have this yarn. So this is some yarn that I got in Kitchener. And I thought this was a perfect month to give it away for September, because I think this is perfectly autumnal as well. Yeah. It's Echo sock yarn. And it's a matching help me out, Noelle. A matching set. It will. It will create two identical socks. Okay, so the way the yarn is dyed, and you start from the same end on both skeins, and you will have a pair of matching. I believe it's self-striping. I bought some of this for myself that I haven't gotten to yet.
I know I have some too, and I haven't.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be self-striping, and it feels really, really soft, and it's a 75-25, 100 grams, and the winner for that is Carrie. She was number 647 in the socks, and she is C. Marmon on Ravelry. So congratulations, Carrie. Congratulations to all of our winners in the Makealongs. We're so excited when you join in our Makealongs. Just, yeah, so excited. Keep things going. And there you go. You want to let her know how she can get in touch with us?
Okay, so any of the prize winners, you can contact us at knitsandpiecespodcast@gmail.com, and we will make sure that your prizes get in the mail to you. And if it's a Ravelry prize, we'll let you know how you can access that. So you can either do it through knitsandpiecespodcast@gmail, or you can do it through our Ravelry. Instagram, I sometimes get behind on, or sometimes a message seems to get lost. So the Gmail address or Ravelry is probably the best way to contact us. So congratulations to all the winners. And the summer hug's over, but keep getting your socks in there, because we go back right from the beginning of the year. So you have chances every month to win. And then at the end of the year, we have a fantastic prize that's been donated to us by Full Moon Fibers.
We do.
So, yeah.
And do you want to talk about the Makealong that we have going now? Just since we're in here and we're talking about Makealongs.
Okay. So the newest Makealong that we just started is our Holst-along. So it is, all you have to do is use a Holst garn yarn in any project that you want. So it can be a sweater, a dress, a skirt, it can be a hat, scarf, mitts, socks, whatever you want to knit, as long as you use a Holst garn yarn. And you can use it singly, you can hold it double, you can hold it two of the different bases together, you can hold a Holst base with another base. So just use your imagination. There's like possibilities with their yarns, and combining it with something else, the possibilities are just endless. So that's what we've got going. It started October 1st. So no whips, just new projects, and it goes until the end of December. So you've got 3 months. So you can enter numerous projects if you knit numerous projects with Holst yarn. I did pop in the Ravelry thread. So there's a chatter thread and a finished object thread. So once your project's done, you can get it into the finished object thread. If you want to chat about it, there's a chatter thread. And if you want to post your progress or whatever you're making on Instagram, it's #KNP Holst-along. Do we have a banner for that? I thought you made one, right? There we go. Here, I got it. So KNP Holst-along. And that way we can see what everybody's doing, what they're making, what colors they're using, because the colors in Holst are spectacular. There's so many different colors. And then when you start combining things, you get all different variations. And it's I want to stop buying yarn, but I just want all the Holst colors. So
I think maybe between us, we might have, well, we definitely don't have all of them.
No,
what am I saying? But we do have an awful lot.
But we do have a lot.
We do have a lot.
Okay.
Okay, Sarah has a question before we leave admin. Do you think super soft held double would work well at a 20 stitch gauge? That's that one, right?
It.
You're wearing it. Yes, it works great, Sarah. It's great.
So that just can segue into what we're wearing.
Oh, before we leave that, there was an earlier question. Natalie was asking, what was the sweater that you were wearing at Woolstock?
That was my, okay, I'll bring up that picture actually. That was my Yal cardigan by Marie Wallen. But I will bring, you're on your second glass. Okay, so this is my daughter-in-law Rachel and I at Woolstock, which was just held this past weekend. So the sweater that I'm wearing in that picture is my Yal cardigan by Marie Wallen, and Rachel is wearing her first adult sweater that she's ever knit, and she surprised me. She didn't have it done before I went to Turkey and Greece, but she knew we were going to the festival, so she wanted to surprise me and get it done. So she was furiously knitting while I was away and telling Kelly all about it, but not me. So this sweater, I did pop in the name here. Let's see. So Rachel's sweater is the Malay sweater by Kristen Michelle. And she did hers in Drops Cotton Merino. And the cotton merino feels amazing. Like it's probably like a DK, maybe light worsted weight yarn. And it really does feel nice. Yeah. So great job, Rachel.
It was so cute. She sent me a text and she was telling me that she finished the sweater. She wanted to surprise you. And she says, so I have my first ever sweater. Do you think Noelle will notice? And I'm like, yeah, she's going to notice, right? She says, how long do you think it will take for her to notice? And I said, she's going to notice right away. And I said, it's beautiful. She did a great job.
She came down the stairs and I'm like, Rachel, you finished your sweater. Like she wasn't even down the stairs yet.
Somehow I feel that she thought you were going to be like halfway through your day and all of a sudden you were just going to notice it. And I said, she's going to notice it as soon as she sees you for sure. So, okay.
Okay. So now we'll move into what we're wearing.
Okay.
This is how long have we been talking already? A long time.
28 minutes.
Okay. So I'll go first because mine is made in Holst garn. So this is the feather sweater. Feather.
See, I'm thinking people are thinking right now, it's a good thing they don't drink every week.
I'm not. I seriously, honestly had a few sips. Okay. So this is the feather cardigan by Heidi May. So it is done in the Holst garn, super soft, and this is held double. This is the slow color. And I think Kelly and I both have cones of that.
Yeah, mine is.
Yeah.
Mine's actually behind my head.
You can't really see it on there, but when you look at the yarn, when you see it in the daylight, the amount of different flecks of different colors in it is amazing. Like it's a gorgeous color. And then my my yoke is, I don't move my hair out of the way. My yoke is a hand spun. It was a braid by Shirley Bryan, and it's a cotton merino bamboo. And then I have my matching Sophie scarf in my hair, and it was done with the leftover hand spun that I had left from the yoke of this sweater.
Very nice. Okay. Very nice.
So what are you wearing?
Well, first I was going to say I was hanging out with the girls from Full Moon Fibers last night on their podcast. They do a live every other Monday. And Jessica was working on a sweater or getting ready to start a sweater she had swatched for, and she was using Holst yarn, and she had taken the ball bands off a couple. And so she was holding it up. She goes, I'm not sure if this might be, I think it was Imperial Purple or Slow. And I'm typing it. It's Slow. I just knew that color. That is one of my all-time favorite.
I know, it's a gorgeous
colors. It's such a gorgeous color. And you're right. Yeah. It has so many color flecks. And you should see the color choices that she has added to go with it. She came up with such a gorgeous palette. And one of the pop colors is like it's like a fuchsia pink. And if you
Okay.
look closely into that slow, there is a tiny little fiber running through there of a fuchsia pink too. It's just beautiful. Okay, what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a love note. It's a love note that I finished several years ago, but it's probably it is my favorite love note. And I used Emma's yarn, and I used a Hella Hank for that. And it has 150 grams of yarn in it, fingering. And since this is a crop sweater, it's crop. So I was able to squeak by with just that. And it has bracelet, well, a little bit shorter, maybe more of a 3/4 length sleeve. I used every tiny last tidbit. I lost at Yarn Chicken, and I had to find something similar to Orbit. And I ended up using, I don't know, half a yard of this similar yarn to bind off. And the mohair that I used was also Emma's yarn, and it was called Wish You Were Beer. And
I can't remember if it was Wish You Were Beer or Butter Beer.
Well, it's a play on, I don't know if it's a play on Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, or if it's just Wish You Were Beer instead of yarn. I don't know. That wouldn't work for me. I'm not a beer drinker, but I love the way the two colors.
You might wish it was butter.
I might wish it was butter. Yes, I might. Yeah, you have no idea how that phrase has come back to haunt me. But anyway, I love this sweater. Absolutely love this sweater. It's probably one of my most worn sweaters, but it's just, I love the color. And anything that comes in a honey gold, I cannot say no to. I am a sucker for that. So that's what I'm wearing. Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Did you finish anything?
I did.
And I helped you. And I helped you finish it.
You didn't knit for me this time, though. I do have a banner for them. I thought I did. Maybe. Can you look?
Yep.
Oh, I do. There we go. Okay. I finally finished these socks. These are the Margarita Mix Shorty Socks by Lisa K. Ross. And what she helped me with is, if anybody noticed in my stories 2 days ago, I lost at Yarn Chicken on these two. So this yarn comes in 25 gram balls, and I had two of the, I have the colors here. This one is color 23, which is called Green Persian. I don't see anything green in here at all, but that's the name of the colorway. And then this one is number 20, and it's pistachio. Totally get the pistachio reference.
Yeah.
So I had only one 25 gram ball of pistachio, and I had two of these. Here's what I ended up using for the socks. I ended up using 27 grams of the pistachio. So luckily Noelle had the same yarn, and I think I didn't weigh the first skein. It must have been a 26 gram skein instead of 25, because I did weigh the little bit that she gave me, and I only used a gram of that. And then I used in the Green Persian, I used 35 grams. And I love these socks. They aren't blocked, so the lace could probably show a little bit better after blocking. This is our workhorse yarn. I think it feels really
thicker.
Yeah,
like and it's quite as thick as Croy, but it feels thicker than like the Regia or.
It does. It does. And I really like, these are sort of unusual colors for me. These colors, but I really like the way they look.
Yeah.
And so that's what Julia says. What are friends for? Yes. So friends will help you finish the sweater if they need to knit a few rows. Friends will also donate their leftovers of yarn.
Bring yarn to work for you so that you can have a finish for tonight.
That's right. So I finished these last night so I could show something finished tonight. Okay. So that's all I have for finishes. Just the one thing. I
did finish the mini skeins go big, but I didn't take a picture of it. We got to Woodstock, and I want Woolstock. I keep calling it Woodstock. To Woolstock, and I wanted to drop it off right away, but I will get some pictures of it next time I go to Little Red Mitten, and I'll show them once I get them. But it did turn out really nice. It was quite a generous shawl. perfect way to use up if you've got like a set of 5 mini skeins, because it only took 20 grams each of the colors. So with 2 full skeins of fingering plus like a set of minis, you can get a nice big generous shawl. And it really was kind of mindless to work on because there wasn't any difficult stitches in it. And yeah, but it did turn out really nice in the Leo and Roxy natural sock, because that yarn feels amazing. So that is finished. And then last week I had just shown a picture of the little dress that I'd made for Penelope that was blocking. So I have finished it. Totally finished it, sewn in the ends.
That is absolutely adorable.
It's got little flower buttons on the back of it. And then I got this little tag that I've got on it. Hold it up to the camera there. So this is one of the little tags that I got in Turkey. And it says handmade, but it says it in Turkish. And then I thought, you know what? I should maybe like check for sure that that's really what it says. Just in case it says something different. Because in that yarn shop, it was very nice man that ran the yarn shop, but he gave me his business card. Well, when you turn the picture of his business card around, it had like a girl in a bikini laying on. And I thought, okay, maybe I better check out that this really says handmade before I give it to Penelope. But anyway, this is Helen Joyce, and it's by Tega Hilliard.
So cute.
And let's just find the...
Oh, I'll find it. Okay, got it.
Okay, and this is done in Lily and Pine Daylily sock, and this is the papaya colorway. So I had enough left that I made this little tiny headscarf to go with it. And we put it on her the other day before I blocked it, and it just looks so cute. So it's going to look really sweet when she has it on. But just to kind of give you an idea, I did take a picture on the teddy bear with it just to show you what it kind of looks like. So this is really cute because it does have, if you look underneath, it's got a couple of buttons. So right now I've got it on the smallest size, but you eventually can kind of button it over to the bigger size. So it should fit her for a little while. And then I'm thinking, like, this can be a dress right now, but because it's sleeveless, there's no reason it can't be a tunic later on, and she can just wear it with a little pair of leggings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's quite generous width-wise. It's got a lot of flow in the body. So I think she'll be able to wear that for quite a while. So.
And the title for the little thing is called The Baby Capulet.
Yes,
and it's by Ash Christine.
It's by Ash Christine.
She's one of my Instagram buddies.
Oh, is she?
And yes. And so this is her pattern too. She makes these.
Oh, the pumpkins.
The pumpkins. Yes. So I made this a couple of years ago, and I like to pull it out at this time of year and use it for a little bit of decorating in the studio. So she's got some fun patterns.
Yeah.
Go check her out.
And so this whole thing, like the little baby Capulet and the Helen Joyce dress, was one skein of yarn. So I didn't have very much left, but like basically I was glad to be able to use up the whole skein of yarn. And the Lily and Pine yarn, I'm really pleased with like how even the dyeing is. Like there's no pooling. It turned out I'm really pleased with it. So, and Penelope's going to look good in that color with her dark hair.
Okay, so Joanne has just typed in. She must know. This is what she says handmade in Turkish looks like. Is that what is on your label?
Let me look. Let me look.
Because if it's not, you know it's coming off, right?
No.
Oh no.
I'll type in what it is.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't.
Hopefully it's not going to be something that gets us banned from YouTube.
Okay. EMEG.
Okay. Julia, be quiet. Julia is asking where the velvet pumpkin is.
There. That's what it says.
It's similar. It's similar. I don't.
Anyway, I will check it out. I will check it out and let you know for sure. If we don't find it out tonight, I'll let you know for sure for next week.
So we have a couple of happy people in here right now. Maureen just got her first Holst Happy Mail order. She's saying thank you for letting her know about the wholesale. She is so happy with her purchase. I hope that's going to translate into a Holst Along project. And Beverly received her order. Jackie received an order. Kathy said, excuse me for a few minutes while she runs to the mailbox to get her first ever Holst order. Oh gosh.
I didn't bring
Friends,
my,
you're going to love it. You're going to love it. I'm just saying you're going to love it.
Yeah, I had pre-ordered some when Little Red Mitten had a pre-order up. So it came while I was away, but I didn't bring it down. Okay, so Google Translate says it means handcraft.
Handcraft.
Okay, I'm good. I'm okay with that. Okay, so that's it for things that I finished.
Okay. Well, before we get into whips,
okay,
let's give something away.
I am into whips. This is my whip. I'm working on it. It's going to be an FO by the end of the show. Okay, sorry.
This is as bad as the pajama party. I remember that we should not have drinks and podcast at the same time. But anyway, so if I looked like I was staring off into space a few minutes ago, it's because I just realized that I had completely forgotten to set up the spinny wheel thing.
That. Could you try again?
Shh.
Yikes. Okay, you do that and I'll talk about a whip.
No, I did it. I snuck away
it?
and did it. It's done. I just have to share it to the screen.
Okay.
So, let's talk about it. So, in honor of our second Podiversary, we were given very, very generously some bags from our friend Sandy, affectionately known as Queen Sandy.
Yes.
When we went to Chicago.
Yep.
And she had made a series of bags, and these are absolutely beautiful, big.
I know. I love
bags.
my bag. I take it. I love it.
It holds so much. It holds so much. So she is just a lovely giving person, she made these beautiful bags. So I thought this was a very autumnal color as well. It's a beautiful sage green. I can't even get the whole thing in the screen.
It's pretty.
There we go. It's pretty big. And then she has it monogrammed with Knits and Pieces. The bag is fully lined, and it has an extra pocket with a zipper in it inside. And then it has, it's like a heavier interfacing on the bottom. So once you have your projects in there, this baby stays open. You can sit this on the ground, and the straps are nice and long. So when you're carrying it over your shoulder, it's the perfect fit.
It's even a great bag. Like if you're going away and you want to take a couple of projects with you, like just to throw, like, so you've got some of your smaller project bags, like just to put them in there. And
that's what I do. Yeah. And this way you can take Knits and Pieces with you everywhere you go. All right. So we are going to do a giveaway tool. I just have to share it to the screen. Hold on one moment. That's going to take me a second. You keep talking a minute.
Okay. What do you want me to talk about? Okay, I'll show you my progress on my sock. So last week I had started this sock. So this is the Lane de Nord paint sock that I got at Little Red Mitten. And I have finished, I made the first sock. I just put in the lifelines because it was on a plane, so I didn't do the heel directly. And I have started on my second sock. Okay, so there's the second sock. This yarn, I know you bought some of it too, Kelly, but this yarn feels amazing. And the colors are gorgeous. So this is a commercial yarn, but it's self-striping. And it comes in, there's quite a few different colors, and it's actually very reasonably priced. So I would definitely knit with it again. And I've just put in, I don't know if you can see on the screen there, I just put in a little pattern just because it's easier to keep track of the number of rows that I've done if I have a pattern in there.
Okay, sorry, I shared this too quickly. Anyway, so I think I have started collecting the comments. Gosh, yes, I did. So if you would like an opportunity to win Sandy's beautiful bag, if you type in #anniversary, we're going to let these collect for a bit, and then you can show the sock again after we're done this.
Oh, okay.
That sounded like a cork popping.
It wasn't.
I know it's not.
A glass finishing.
We've just cracked 400 people joining us live. I think that might be a new record for us.
Oh.
We're at 401 people.
Thank you. Joining,
thank you for joining us.
You make Tuesday nights so much fun.
You absolutely do. Absolutely. So. two things I would like to say while you're typing in anniversary. I would like to say a big thank you to Streamyard that provides us this fantastic platform. This giveaway tool has been one of the most fun things that we've used on our podcast. And it's just all due to their genius behind the screens there, or behind the scene that they're making for podcasters. If you are a podcaster yourself, this is we can't recommend it enough. We love this platform. And I guess the one other thing I'd like to say after the podcast is done, if you would just give it a thumbs up, that's fantastic too. That really helps the channel. The more likes a channel gets, the more people the channel gets in front of. And that's good for us and good for everybody else. If you're enjoying what you're seeing anyway, share it and give it a thumbs up. Okay. So
okay. We'll let it go for a couple more minutes, maybe.
Yeah. It's a great prize. It
is a great prize. Honestly, like I've got my bag here. So here's mine. And it's actually filled with goodies that I got at Woolstock. So it was the perfect bag just to kind of have over my shoulder. I actually took one little project to work on, just a pair of socks with me. So I put that in the bag. And then I still had lots of room to.
You had shopping room. You had lots of shopping room.
Lots of shopping room. Yeah. And it's so nice because you could just throw it over your shoulder.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's nice because the bag is not heavy. It's a very lightweight bag. So you don't get that fatigue in your shoulder. And I like,
and there's lots of pockets and things in it too, because there's a pocket on the front. And
then inside. And it's nice to have a zippered pocket.
And the zippered pocket on the inside.
That's where I like to keep my phone and my car key.
Yeah.
And my credit card. After that, we're all good. Everything else is good to go in the open bag.
Yeah, and we really appreciate the fact that Sandy was so generous to us and gave us quite a few bags to give away on the podcast. And we're not the only podcasters that she does that for. She does that for other people. And she donated prizes to the mini meetup. And because I've got another couple and I just love her bags. They're so well made. They're so sturdy. Hold all your knitting stuff. And she's just a wonderful, kind, generous person.
She is. Absolutely.
And we think for sure that she's coming to Montreal, to Knit City, Montreal. So we'll get to see her in Montreal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Looking forward to that too. Okay. I'm on to my third glass, although I should say no, but it's a tiny little bottle and I feel like it needs to be finished.
Right.
Although I probably don't need any more, but it's not bad. You know what? For a screw cap little Prosecco, in a pinch it will do.
Yep.
Because I couldn't drink a whole bottle. Maybe if we were together, we would have had a real bottle. But
we could maybe drink a whole bottle between the two of us.
Well, maybe, but then
but not just in an hour though. So
can we also acknowledge that today is Ross's birthday?
Yes. Okay. Cheers. Happy birthday, Ross.
Happy birthday, Ross. Yarn husband extraordinaire.
I know. It's like, I'm sorry, honey, it's knit chat night. You got to have leftovers for supper.
Oh, gosh. Somebody's saying one of your tea towels would have been a good prize too.
For Ross?
No, for a giveaway. For a giveaway.
Okay.
I know. Your tea towels are the best. They really are.
Now
we're getting some happy birthday, Ross.
I will do that.
You will, for sure.
So,
Christmas is coming, people. And we're probably going to do the pajama party again because we had so much fun with that last year.
Yeah.
And all of the good things are coming. And you know what? We are now at the halfway point to October, and literally Christmas and the holiday season is kind of staring us down.
It's crazy. I cannot believe. And honestly, it snowed here today.
It did. It snowed. It did. I was not impressed. Last week in BC, it was 26 degrees for a few of the days. Like every day was warm, but 26 was kind of our high. We're out there wearing flip-flops and like short pants and t-shirts. And today it snowed. Not fun to come back to. No. Okay, so we're going to give this just 10 more seconds.
10 more seconds. Okay,
10 more seconds.
Okay.
We're going to close this one.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. I'm going to go in and I'm going to start the spinny thing. 230 entries. It's working. It's working. It's working.
Yay, Maura.
Maura Mullaney.
Maura.
So, same rules apply, Maura. Let me take this one off. Congratulations. And let me take this off the screen.
Yeah, I'm going to get the other one up.
Okay. Get us back to our normal size.
Okay.
This is the email address. Send us a message, Maura, with your address, and we will get the bag shipped out to you. If you're not Maura, do not despair. As per our usual, we like to include everyone who is not in this time zone or just has something better to do, can't imagine what, on a Tuesday night that can't join us.
They could have had to put kids to bed.
No, I said something better to do. Like if they thought, oh, I don't really need to get together with friends and knit tonight. But anyway, we have another bag. Yes, we do. And this one also kind of fall colors. It's a gorgeous brown, dark brown, and teal. I love this color. Gorgeous. Same thing applies. Beautifully lined. Look at that lining, the geometric pattern. It's got the, let me flip it around. It's got the nice inside pocket with the zipper and the knits and pieces monogram on the front. This one, so this is for after the podcast is finished tonight. If you put a comment down below, you can say anything you like, but well, say nice things, please, but anything that you like, and just include somewhere in your comment hashtag anniversary, the same as you did for the spin wheel. And we are going to run this. We let it go for the whole week until just before next week's show. We will do a random comment picker for YouTube so that everybody can have an opportunity to win one of these fantastic bags. We are so thankful for the people that can join us regardless of when you can join us, whether it's after the fact or you watch the podcast later in the week. We're just super thrilled that you join us, and we don't want anybody to be left out. So
I know, and I can't believe that we sometimes have people here from the UK, because believe me, if I was in the UK, I would still not be up at this time.
No, absolutely not.
I think you emailed or you texted me last night at 9:25 because I saw it this morning going, are you still up? And like, no, I wasn't.
No, I think it was 8:30 because I knew that you're really
8:30, Kelly.
Noelle, I kid you not, it was 8:30.
I have had the hardest time getting over this jet lag from this last trip. Like just
normally, okay, even myself, BC is a 3-hour time difference. And for myself, normally I have the problem on the way there. I feel really fatigued for a couple of days after we get there. And then when I come home, well, okay, also full disclosure, I usually take the day off after we come home. And that kind of gets me right back on my sleep schedule. This time, I didn't have a problem when we went there. We got there at 8 o'clock at night. So we had a little visit. I went to bed. I woke up the next day. I was kind of already adjusted. This time coming home, we got home Sunday evening and I just couldn't get myself out of bed the next day. I couldn't go to sleep at my normal time, and I couldn't get up when I needed to. I had to text in and say, I'm going to be an extra couple of hours. I need a little more sleep. But anyway, that's that.
Jet lag is not fun.
And that's only 3 hours. And that normally doesn't affect me that way. Yeah. So Kim says it's already 11 o'clock on Wednesday in Australia.
Yes, in Australia. Yeah.
Yeah. So
well, I could do 11 o'clock in the morning. I just can't do like after 10 o'clock at night.
No. Natalie, she does not have a shop. She doesn't. She just does this. Honestly, it is out of the kindness of her heart. She enjoys
she
sewing.
Sell them. She does them for different podcasts, and I know she donates a lot of stuff to her church, and
yes.
So
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Okay.
hi, Susanna. She just joined in. Okay. What did we have left? Oh, we have whips. Whips. Did I bring mine down?
I have a whip.
You wouldn't believe the chaos I have around me right now.
Oh, I would, because I have it too.
Did you want to show your sock one more time before we move on?
Well, there's, yes. Okay. I'll just show you this one. This one's done. And I just kind of put a pattern down the front just so I could keep track of the number of rows. I still have to put the heel in. Normally I'd put my needle in and do it right away, but we were on a plane. So I just put the markers in, and I've already started the second sock. So hopefully it won't take too much longer to finish those. That's the Lane de Nord paint sock. I got it at Little Red Mitten, and I'm really happy with the yarn. It feels really nice. I know you got the same color, I think.
I think I did.
Yeah.
I didn't try to get the same color, but it's the one that called my name the loudest.
Yeah. Okay. So because we're having a holst along, I thought I should knit something for it. So I started the Whitmore cardigan by Amy Loden. So this is how far I've gotten. So this is done. I am holding Holst Garn Tides in the colorway Bloom with the Holst Garn Titicaca in the colorway Nude. So here's the two yarns.
I haven't seen this yet. Get that back up there.
Okay, just a minute. So there's the two yarns. Okay, so that's the Titicaca in the Nude, and that's the Holst Garn Tides in the Bloom. So here's the...
Oh, that's pretty.
So the yoke is all patterned, and then I'm only about 6 or 7 rows from dividing for the armholes, and then pretty much it's stocking stitch. It's got a bishop sleeve, which I think I am going to do because I kind of like the look of it. Now I was watching Woolen Wishes.
The Whitmore is a Sari Nordland.
No,
Isn't
it's not. It's Amy Loden.
It's not?
Yeah,
oh, sorry.
I got a banner for it.
I got it.
There we go. You got it. No, we just undid it.
There.
Nope. There we go. So it's the Whitmore cardigan by Amy Loden. I was watching Woolen Wishes, which is Tracy and Kirsten, I think. Kirsty. But it was Tracy that I was talking to because she's doing this cardigan. Now, she had gotten a lot more done than I did. And when you do the edges, and I made some pictures here, but when you do the edges, you slip the first stitch, but the pattern did not tell you whether to hold the yarn in front or in back, right? So I did it the same on both sides, but because of that, it didn't turn out that you had symmetrical looking sides. So this first picture here shows how kind of this edge has the purl going around. And I really didn't like it, but I thought, okay, that's the way it is. But I didn't even notice that the other side was actually a much nicer finish. And it was more like a slip stitch down the edge. So I didn't want to rip out what I had done so far. So here's what I did. So I went back. So this is the same side. Mm-hmm. And I just took a crochet hook and I did a slip stitch up those edges.
Oh, perfect.
So I think it's not perfect, but it looks a whole lot better. And I think once I block that.
Yeah, that looks really good.
And now that looks exactly like what the other side looks like, but Tracy had done hers, and I would not even have noticed the difference, except I had watched her podcast and I thought, okay, I think I better look at mine. And it was the same thing. So I went back and did that, and I'm much happier with it. So that's the edge that I fixed. So then I just went in, once I'd done the slip stitch, I kind of went in with another thread of yarn, and I just kind of went up and kind of pulled those purl bumps and just pulled them over a little bit and attached them to the next stitch. So you can't see that on the down. So you can't see any of it down there, and it's only this top part, and it looks a lot better than it did. And now this side matches this side. So, very and again, nice. I think part of it was
beautiful.
The pattern did not tell you. It didn't say, like, a lot of times when you're slipping an edge stitch, it'll say slip stitch with yarn in front or slip stitch with yarn in back.
Yes.
And it didn't say that. So I just thought, okay, I'm going to do it with the yarn in the same. But because of the way they did the knit purl, it worked out that one had the purl button and one didn't. So, okay, so that's my Whitmore. And again, that's holding the two Holst Garn yarns together. And I love the feel of the two yarns together. Love the colors. And I really like working with it, but I'm going to be done the interesting part soon. So we'll have to see how long it takes.
Did you back it up and I missed it? Did you say, I know you said the Titicaca, are you holding it with super soft or a coast?
Tides.
Tides. Well, there, I blew that one.
Yeah. So Tides is the 70% wool, 30% silk.
Yes. Because Brigitte is asking, can you hold Titicaca with super soft and what weight will I get? Yes, you absolutely can, because the sweater I'm working on, that's exactly what I'm holding. And I'm getting
this, like super soft and Tides are pretty much identical as far as weight.
Yes.
So, and this is like, okay, so I've got all of this done. This is still my first cake of the Titicaca.
The yardage in Titicaca.
And that's my first cake. I still haven't gone through the first cake of the Tide yet.
Mm-hmm. So in a 50 gram of Titicaca, there's 400 meters. It has really good yardage. Nessa, you are a rock star. She says it's 1 o'clock in the UK, but she's enjoying the chaos so much that she hopes to stay to the end. I love your chat nights. Thank you so much. And you are absolutely a rock star. That is a late night.
So Brenda asked if I slip with the yarn in front or in the back. It depends what side you're on, Brenda. So when you go through, when you slip it, you've got to slip it so that you're not bringing the yarn around the front of the stitch, so that you still get that nice slip stitch edge.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Okay. So what are you working on?
Well, I was just rooting around down here and I realized that I don't even have what I'm working on down here with me. I have some socks, which you've seen before, but I cast on in the airport, standing in the airport, because it's such an easy pattern. I cast on another Tassels in the Sky, and I'm using, I'll show it next week. Okay. But I'm using, again, the Full Moon Fiber slub, and I'm holding it with a strand of Drops Kid Silk Mohair. It's gorgeous. I'm using the colorway Lagoon in the Full Moon Fibers, which is every perfectly beautiful shade of like purple and teal. It's very Julia Skane, very Julia Skane. And I love it. And it's looking absolutely gorgeous with the lavender mohair that I have. While we're talking about, or while I'm talking about Full Moon Fibers, I want to say two things about them. Number one, until tomorrow, October 19th, they have a 15% off everything in their shop. Okay. Except needles and something else that wasn't on sale, but all of their yarn, even their little stitch markers, their J. Hendry Co. bags, all of it, I believe, is on sale 15% off. So if you didn't get to go shopping at some festivals last weekend and there's something you really feel you need to have, you could go find it there. And then the other thing I want to say about Full Moon Fibers is that on October, is it 28th and 29th? I think
it's the Friday and Saturday just before Halloween.
They are going to be
28th to 29th. Then that's
28th, 29th. Okay. They will be at Little Red Mitten, and they're doing a pop-up shop there. And Friday night we'll have a knit night, and then Saturday will be a shopping day. Although I'm sure nobody would complain if you hung around to knit a little bit too. But anyway, so they have beautiful yarn. They have gorgeous bags. Jessica's confirming. Yep, it's the 28th and 29th. Good, good, good. I got something right tonight. And anyway, their yarn is gorgeous and we love their colors and we love them. They are some sweet sisters, absolutely sweet sisters. So, and I know that they've got lots in the shop because they were in PEI with a lot of yarn and a lot of bags for you. And then, as we know, the festival got canceled due to the storm. Yeah. So they brought it all back to Ontario. So I know that the shop is well stocked. Well, it may not be because the sale has been on for a few days, but I know that there's some goodies back in there for you, and go in and take advantage of that 15% off. So Sarah's asking if we're coming to knit night. I can't come to knit night, Sarah, but we're talking about maybe popping down on Saturday. I've got something else going on. Jackie wants to know, it's Full Moon Fibers.
Yeah, like full moon, like the moon, like a full moon up in the sky.
Yes, Full Moon Fibers. Yes. Okay.
Okay, I have one more whip.
One more whip.
One more whip. Okay. So I have finished.
Oh, yay, you finished it.
I finished one. I finished one mitten. Okay, so this mitten is the Moonlit Mittens by Leanne Lang. So Leanne works, I've met Leanne through Wool and Silk. She works at Wool and Silk, and she contacted Kelly and I. And so she gifted us these patterns, and we're actually going to be doing a giveaway for the patterns next week. But I wanted to kind of work on one and have one done to show you. So I'm hoping to have this whole pair done next week. So this is called the Moonlit Mittens, and they are a fully lined pair of mittens. So you can see down at the bottom here, this little ridge of coral color. And first of all, look at the design feature in these. These mittens have beads in them. So they've got beads, little beads in all along the cables. But this mitt feels amazing. So this whole mitt is fully lined with another mitten. So the outside of the mitten is done with like a worsted to an Aran weight yarn. And then your lining is done with a DK weight yarn. And then you put the one inside the other, and you've got an amazing pair of mitts. And I think she calls her patterns the walk patterns, because they're perfect mittens for going for a walk, because they're double layer. They're going to keep your hands super warm. So this yarn here that I used for the outside is, I got this at Woolstock. So this is, I got it at Carberry Farms, and this is Studio Donegal. They call it Irish spinning yarn. It's in the show notes. It's in my page in the show notes. So it's like, it was 218 yards in 100 grams. So it's like a worsted weight. And then this yarn is Indicita 100% luxurious baby alpaca is what it's called. And this is just in their coral.
I cannot wait.
This is so soft.
I cannot wait to make mine, because I always have cold hands in the winter, and I think that they are going to be amazing.
It feels amazing. So I'm gonna have I will have them done by next week, and that's kind of nice, because no, they don't feel like butter. So it's amazing, because you put them on and you've got all this soft part. And the thing is, when you put this inside out, it's the stocking stitch, the front stocking stitch part that's against your hands, right? So you don't have all the purl ridges. Right. But yeah, they feel amazing. She's got several different kinds. There's kids sizes, there's men's sizes. There's ones that are like a little bit different on here. You don't have to have the beads in them, but they feel amazing. So I'll have those finished for next week to show you. And then we'll kind of go through more about what patterns are in the whole little package that she's got. So, but thanks, Leanne. It was super fun to make them. It's so nice because you can put a pop of a different color inside your mitts, right?
That's right. And yeah, it's kind of like that hidden little secret
around that. Yeah. Yes. So really like those. Was fun to make. And honestly, today when I was out, I could have easily had a pair of mitts like that on. It was freezing out there today. So.
Oh, Sarah says I could spend the night now that her kid is at university. Oh, I have a thing Friday. I have a thing. I wish I could. I would. And hello, Darlene from Langley, BC. Is it still nice there? Something else. Oh, Mary, Mary says those beads will hurt when you wipe your nose with the winter drippy nose. I get that. I always get that. I get the drippy nose.
Anyway, yeah,
I'm looking forward to making that. It was
kind of fun. It was kind of fun to put beads in something. So.
And Natalie says, you got that yarn at Woolstock and already have a fully lined mitten. Natalie, you didn't think she was going to sleep,
I only have one. I only have one, Natalie. I don't have both. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So do you have any other whips? I do not.
As I said, I just have socks that you've already seen. So I'll wait until I have that one finished, and then I'll show it off as an FO. Oh, I do. I started this last night too. While I was sitting down here making or getting the podcast ready, I thought, oh, I've got to cast something on. I can't just sit here. So I started, shoot, I didn't bring over the tag. I hope you remember what we bought. We bought this in Kitchener. So I cast on another Sophie.
Oh, okay. Oh, which yarn is that? Is that the Wellington Fibers?
Yes, that's the one. It's the Wellington Fibers. And I know it has a high mohair count in it, as well as, was it silk? Oh gosh, I thought I had the thing over here, but I do not. Well, by the time I finish it, I'll be able to tell you what it is. But I just want to say it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
got a really, it's got a loft and a sheen all at the same time. And it's showing up a little bluer on the screen than it is to me. It looks a little more teal. And these are the ones that we each bought a skein in a color that we liked. So they were 100-gram skeins. I wound mine off into 2 little balls that I'm working, because you have to hold it double.
Yeah.
And so I've got 50 grams here, and I've got your 50 grams wound off already to give to you. And I should have done that today. But
I know that's the thing with like when you're doing the Sophie scarf. So if you get like a skein of yarn, like 100-gram skein of yarn, that's, like a really, you can share it with a friend and you can
right?
both have matching scarves.
Yes, yes. So,
and you're right, Lauren. She just came out with the Sophie, like a Sophie scarf long version that you can wear like over your coat. So.
Okay.
Yeah. And I like knitting it. It's a fun knit.
It is. All right. I know that we're going to run a little over, but
do you want to see what we bought, or should we just like go?
I wanted to talk this is going to go over. I know this is going to go over, but I don't want to give up on this, because I wanted to talk just quickly about what I did in BC last week with some yarny people. And I'll show these 2 things and I'll talk about this. So firstly, I got invited. Our friend Sheila, who we met here on KnitChat and then became a real life friend when I went to BC last year at the same time. And Donna as well. They were so nice. They picked me up, took me out for a day of yarny things. And we've kept up the friendship, stayed in touch. And then when Noelle and I went to Montreal in April,
I know,
Sheila,
she was so nice. She came to see us.
Flew across the country and came to Montreal, and we got to hang out with her again. And so then I let her know I'm coming back in October, and they invited me to go with them to Sweet Georgia, which has a once a month knit night. And Barb, another person from the podcast that we've met, knows somebody who works at Sweet Georgia and hooked me up to get a tour of their facilities. So excuse me.
I could have gone.
I learned so much. And Charlotte is the sweet person who gave us the tour. So I do have a picture from Knit Night that night. And I'm trying to remember, I think there were about 12 or 13 people in the knit group. Very friendly, very welcoming. Totally, I would knit with that group again for sure. And this is us. So starting from the left, you have Sheila in the Vertices Unite shawl. You have Donna wearing the Sweet Georgia. It was a mystery shawl. And she said she doesn't normally do mystery shawls, but I'm telling you, I wanted to like keep that shawl. It was so beautiful. Like it's just an incredible shawl. And then this is Barb in the middle, and Barb was working on a shawl, and I can't quite remember which one. That's me next, you know me. And then the one on the end is Charlotte, and Charlotte is one of the dyers. That's one of her many jobs at Sweet Georgia. And I definitely got some Sweet Georgia yarn, and their Sweet Georgia Tough Love Sock, which is kind of their flagship yarn that they are maybe most known for. Is on sale. It's 30% off. I think it's still on sale. So if anybody's interested on that, and I'm going to just quickly show. I will quickly show. So because I didn't buy that much, but I sort of kind of did. So the first one I bought, here's a surprise, Honey Gold. And it's actually called Honey Gold. How could I not leave the store with some beautiful Honey Gold? The motto for Sweet Georgia is unapologetic color, and their space is bright. It's beautiful. They recently moved within the last little bit of time, so they were able to expand their operations. And I'll talk a little bit more of that in some weeks to come about what I learned and some of the background, but I will just show you. So this is Honey Gold Tough Love Sock. I love this color. This is totally a Kelly color. Had to buy that just because. And then there's these 2 colors, which this is part of their new collection. This one, This is called Chili Pepper. And this one, I paired it with, whoops, I'll get it the right way. Walnut. Isn't that nice?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking mosaic shawl with this. I love these colors. This one is a little out of my zone, but I love it when somebody does a neutral. And then I'm always thinking, why can't I come up with neutrals? And then there was another color, and now I can't even remember the name of the color. Gosh darn it. But it was discontinued. And Sheila had bought it in a mini skein set by, I think it was Bison, and it's discontinued. But I loved the way it looked because in her mini skein, she had walnut and then a gradient range. And this is Bison. So Charlotte, sweet Charlotte, goes in the back and she found every last bit that they had of the discontinued color. She skeined it all up for me and I got Bison as well.
That's nice. Yeah.
Isn't that really beautiful? Yeah. Like look at the tones in there. It's absolutely gorgeous. So there's that I got.
And what base is that? Is that the
it's
Tough
all
Love
the Tough Love sock?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So all 30% off. How do you say no? And then because I was with Sheila, and Sheila always inspires me for these bright greens. Every time I see Sheila, she has these beautiful bright greens that I love, and I'm never brave enough to buy. So that night I thought, be brave, Kelly, buy the bright green. And I got these two and I love them. This is citron and lavender. Look at that.
That one, okay, on the screen, that's coming up more blue. Is it blue or is it lavender?
It's blue. It's a blueberry blue.
Oh, okay.
But I know it is called lavender, but to me, it's a blueberry blue.
Okay.
And I love the way these two look together. They look really good. So obviously some color work. I don't know what. And it might end up just being socks. These would be fun to have on your feet, but look at the color.
Yeah.
They managed to get like their color saturations are just fabulous. And consistent. And like I realize it is a commercial dyed yarn on a smaller scale. Julia is going, yes, 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 Julia. I know these are Julia colors. I'll bring them on Saturday to show them off, but they're so gorgeous. So that's what I got at Sweet Georgia. So that was Knitty event number 1 for me. And then Knitty event number 2, I'll put up a picture of this too. I got invited to, a lot of you know Linda, who does podcasts called For the Love of Knit, and she lives in Surrey, BC, so pretty close to where my daughter lives, and she offered to come and pick me up, but I did get a ride there. They knit on Friday afternoons at a coffee shop, so I'll show. I did get a picture from there too. So this is Jackie on the left in the blue sweater, Noreen in the white, Joan is at the back wearing a rocket tee, very nice. And that's Linda sitting beside me in the burgundy Tenya. This coffee shop was so much fun. And this is totally a group I would knit with. These people, if they lived in Sarnia, they would so be part of our Saturday morning group. They are good people. And I had such a lovely afternoon with them. And the coffee shop, it feels very much, it has a very good vibe to it too. It's like the coffee shop that we knit at on Front Street. It's very warm. It's welcoming. The coffee smells really good. I had sparkling water. They have a bakery there as well as a catering operation. And it was really nice. And Linda made these little, Linda is also working on a Tassels in the Sky shawl. And she brought that with her to knit on. And after she made the tassels, she realized how much she loved making tassels. So she made one of these for everyone in the group. And she has these very fun little buttons that say for the fun of knit. And she made these tassels and she sent one home for Noelle. And she said that we could find a hat or a shawl to add them onto. I think they're super cute. They're even,
I know,
these
and they're like
cute.
totally, Linda likes a lot of pinks, just like I do.
She does. But these are colors. This looks a lot like the Lagoon. It's got the teal, the pink, and her mohair is just a little bit lighter than the mohair I'm using. So this is like, I could actually tie that right onto my Tassels in the Sky shawl and it would be really, really close to that. I also think this would be fun on a hat. Natalie is a big fan of making hats with the tassels on the end, and I've never done that. So this might be the thing. Might be the thing. So I just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody that I got to hang out with in BC. You were all very good people, very kind-hearted. And it was, aside from all the other busyness that I had going on with family, it was really nice to be able to fit in a tiny little bit of knitting too. So thank you. Okay.
Yeah, and I like this past weekend, I know you weren't here, but Rachel and I went to Woolstock, and Woolstock is about not just a little less than 2-hour drive from here.
Waffles
And
up my nose.
we had an amazing day. We saw like lots of our regular knit group were there, like Dawn and Natalie. I saw Natalie, had a good talk with Natalie there, and Natalie actually bought a lot of stuff. Because she said she showed me all her picture of her haul, and it was more than Natalie normally buys. So
Yeah. I don't know. I think we might be a bad influence on Natalie.
I know. And Julia was there, and Lisa, and I haven't seen Lisa for a while because Lisa's moved kind of a little bit farther away from our area. And Heather from Timber Yarns was there, and it was so nice to talk to them all. And then a lot of other people that watched the podcast, we saw them. I know Sarah that's come and knit with us at my house. Her and her mom were there, and we talked to them. And I talked to different people. I think I was in the Loving Pass booth, and Hunter's mom. I'm sorry, don't know the first name, but I talked to her for a while because they were doing this beautiful sweater called Elf Mail. but it was a really nice sweater, gorgeous yarn. And I think Sarah Parker's here. Her and her mom were stalking us, like I'm saying, but her mom was so funny. Her mom goes, well, we weren't really stalking you because it was just a little, so it was really only stockinette. So we had a really good time. Rachel's so selfless. Like she bought a couple of skeins of yarn, but it was to make stuff for her mom and her grandma. For other people. And I'm like, Rachel, no. But she didn't buy anything for herself, but I did. Mm-hmm. So I bought a few things. First of all, got it in my Knits and Pieces bag. So one of the booths that I really wanted to go to was Carberry Farms. And Carberry Farms carries a little bit, some more rustic-y yarns, like they carry some Jagger Spun, they carry some Rauma, they carry Studio Donegal. And the Studio Donegal, I've always wanted to see the Darney yarn, which is their fingering weight version. So I ended up getting 2 sweater quantities of the Darney. So the first color is this. I think they just have color names, but this is kind of like an oatmeal color. So I got 3 of these, but then I got this color to go in as for a color work yoke. So I got that like burgundy reddish
really
color
nice.
to go in as the color work yoke.
Yeah, very nice.
So I've got 3 of these ones, and then 1 of the red, and then the other color that I got.
Oh, were you shopping for me?
Yes. No.
It's so pretty.
So I got enough to do. I'm going to do a cardigan, I think, in this color. And it's
beautiful.
It's like what was the color of your gold? I think it's like a honey gold color.
Honey gold.
But anyway, the Darney, I love it. Like it's rustic, it's non-superwash, but it's not like it feels soft. Like it really does feel soft. Like it's a lot softer than it's a lot softer than like a Rauma, or it's a lot softer than the super soft feels before you wash it. But it feels amazing. And there's like where is it? What's the yardage in here? 410 meters and 100 grams. So I got that. And then I actually bought something that was
already made.
But this is like, look at the size of the shawl.
Oh, that is the perfect travel shawl.
And it's cashmere.
Oh,
it's cashmere. Like it feels absolutely amazing. So anyway, so I'm like, I bought it. And of course, after that, I'm like telling everybody, just feel this. And Rachel's like, it feels like butter. I'm saying, Rachel, if you say that one more time, I'm going to have to leave you here. And then I thought, oh, wait, you drove. So, anyway, you'll have to feel this. It just feels absolutely amazing. And it's so light. And you're right. It's the perfect travel shawl. So like, because I really like my night shift, but it is a heavier shawl. Right. And it takes up space when you pack.
A lot of space when you're packing. Yes.
When you pack this, it packs into nothing.
Nice. So, very nice. That's beautiful.
And then of course I also got some spinning fiber from Wellington Fibers. And I actually started spinning this week, but I'll show that next week.
Yeah. I have to drop that off to you too, so that you can spin for me.
So I got this green color, but this is actually a color that Rachel really likes. So I'm actually going to, she already knows this. I'm actually going to spin this for her for her birthday and then buy her the coordinating yarn so she can do a colorwork sweater with it.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And then the other color I got, and did you see it? Like there's no pink in here.
Nope, not yet. Not yet.
No, there's no pink. And then the other color I got was this. And this color is called Whale Watching.
Gorgeous.
So,
absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. So that was what I got there. So, and then I'm upstairs, I'm putting stuff away, and I thought, I really have to stop buying yarn. But it was fun. It was fun. So
Darlene said, sorry I missed you too, but you know what? My daughter is actually, they're looking at moving in the next little bit, and where they're headed to will actually be a little bit closer to you. So maybe on my next trip out there we'll be able to get together. Yeah.
I'm going to have to go out there with you sometime.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I know.
Absolutely.
We need to go out. We need to go out like just you and me.
Yes. Okay. I have only one more quick little thing, and it's about, so I'll just show these off really quick because I did get a Holst order in, and I ordered all Titicaca, and I bought it to go with some existing cones. So the only reason I'm showing this to you is because I'm just showing this for the point of inspiration, just to show you how the colors coordinate together, in case you have some cones at home. And, you know, we are running a Holst along. So first up, this is a cone that I already had. This is the colorway Cinnamon. Cinnamon, everybody's familiar with that. We've knit with this before. And Holst recommends in Titicaca that you get mahogany. Look at that.
Pretty. Yeah.
So that's going to be gorgeous. So there's 4 of these. I'm just going to show them quickly. The next one I have, a coworker ordered this duo, and I've been lusting after this for a while. This one is called Treasure in the super soft. Okay. And then it pairs with Jade. Look at this. How beautiful is that? It's just gorgeous. And this is a cone that I got from Little Red Mitten. And this one is silver gray. And this one is also silver gray.
Yeah. And we should say too, if you go onto the whole site, they actually, if you go into the Titicaca,
they will tell you.
They will tell you. If you click on, there's a little highlighted word. I think it just says here. If you highlight on it, it will actually list all of the Titicaca colors, and then they'll tell you what colors it goes with in the Tides, the Coast, the Super Soft. So it gives you a perfect match. So even though it's harder to compare,
well, it's not. They will tell you it's not a perfect match, but they said it's a coordinating yarn. Yeah. And then the last one that I had this cone in straw, and this one is hickory, and this one, it does look a little bit different. But you know what, my when I did the Kutar tea, those ones look different, and they paired beautifully together.
Well, that's like these two. Like if you look at them, they're not. Yeah. They're not a perfect.
They're not an exact match,
but then when you put them together in the sweater,
work really well together. They play really well. So I just wanted to point that out because I know Noelle loves her rustic yarn, and I'm the less rustic between us. So for me, when I used the super soft and I paired it with the Titicaca, that is like the ideal fabric of a yarn that I can wear right against my skin and I'm happy with. So I just wanted to show you some options with the Titicaca that you could pair if you have some that you've already got.
And Wendy had a question here. She said, can you knit with just super soft? She has a comment.
Absolutely.
You can knit with it. Like this is just super soft. This is 2 strands held together, but I have also done sweaters where I've just held 1 strand. And when you're knitting it, it's probably going to feel like it might feel a little stringy. It might feel a little rough, but it really does bloom beautifully once you block.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So, yeah. Okay. So this is far and away the longest knit chat ever. We are at 1 hour and 30 minutes.
I know.
We apologize. Yeah. It's long. I know that's long. So if you're still here, thank you.
Yeah.
368 of you are still here. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Thanks for sticking with us tonight and for 2 years.
Yeah. And for 2 years. That's right. So if you would really like that Knits and Pieces Sandy bag, then if you go in after this gets uploaded to YouTube and put in a comment and make sure that somewhere in the comment it has #anniversary, we're going to draw for that before next week's show. We really appreciate everybody coming back week after week and joining us or watching us after, and we wouldn't be able to do this without you. So thanks for everything.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Okay.
Cheers, my friend. Do you have anything left to cheers with?
Sure.
Okay. Cheers, my friend. All right. We will see all of you.
See you guys all next week.
Happy knitting.